Hey everyone, it's Ace, welcome back to another video. It is pouring Battlefield 6 everywhere all over the internet. In fact, it came to such a point that my normie neighbors are stopping me on the street because they know I upload Battlefield content. They've been subscribed to my channel for 10 years and asking me, Ace, did you see the new gameplay? Did you see how excellent the game looks like? And that's exactly what I want to talk about in this first section of the video, guys. But before I get into that, if you're new here, hey, hello, my name is Ace. I play every Battlefield game before Battlefield 6 launches, such as Battlefield 1, 5, 3, everything basically that is ran by EA. So if you want to enjoy some good old Battlefield gameplay and also hear about Battlefield 6, news, speculations, and all these types, then please consider leaving a like, comment, and a subscription for future content. So there was two separate leaks of yesterday's test. One was about 30 minutes and another one was 50 minutes. I watched everything. It was a little bit late when I opened everything up, and after I watched it, I realized that DICE have done even more work compared to the previous version we have seen of Capstone. And by work, I mean specifically with the sound, there's little less cringy voice lines being yelled by the soldiers now, there is more atmosphere, there is more grittiness all over the place. And as I was watching that, and considering the fact that this is just a pre-technical alpha, and then comparing that pre-technical alpha to the pre-technical alpha I played last time by DICE, which was of course the Battlefield 2042, which was not good obviously, and I thought to myself, okay, I think they've really delivered here, or they heard us, that we want to have a dark, gritty game, military shooter, that's Battlefield is known for basically, rather than having an arcadey, washed out game that looks like it was made from Play-Doh assets, which is Battlefield 2042, in my humble opinion. The visual aspect of Battlefield 6 has been really impressive for me as well. I haven't seen any weird blue filters or any brown filters that Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 were using back in the day, that in my opinion ruined the game's visual clarity, even though they are today, of course, considered iconic things for those respectable games. And Battlefield 6, in my opinion, didn't need these filters to look very impressive and very immersive and to capture me just from the visual aspect alone. At some point, the person who was leaking the gameplay was having a gunfight with somebody and he got low on health and he was dolphin diving into cover. Yes, guys, there is dolphin diving in the game. Like I said, this game will have movement. As he was diving into the cover, beneath him was obviously his player shadow, which on some older Battlefield games would look a little bit gray and a little bit washed out. But here, the contrast of that black color that he was rendering on the ground looked extremely impressive. If you have an OLED monitor, your shadows will look extremely black and like true black, that wouldn't look gray. This is exactly how it looked like to me, and that's just how Battlefield 6 looks like. It doesn't need an OLED. A little bit later in the clip, he also looked into the sky and there was a helicopter or a jet passing by, and those also look very impressive. The smoke trail that the jet was leaving specifically looked very impressive visual. The smoke, like visual, looks great. It doesn't look pixelated or anything. To me, it looked like real smoke. It looked amazing, visually at least. But I want to speak about the skybox. The skybox, the color blue of the sky was very rich, very sapphire-like. It didn't look like a JPEG plastered on top of a map. Like, for example, if you look at the sky in maybe some older Battlefield games, or even Delta Force, a game that came last year, you can clearly tell it's just a PNG plastered on a map. But Battlefield 6 sky, to me, the clouds were moving, it looked lively. And considering that this is an, like I said, technical alpha, we need to take into consideration how impressive this looks like, in my humble opinion. If Battlefield 6 was to launch tomorrow midnight, I would have exactly zero complaints with the way the game looks. It's one of the best looking Battlefield games I had ever seen. That is, for me personally, like undeniable. However, now we have to wait and see if they will nail the gameplay. I think they have a great foundation here. Visually, sound can use some work a little bit more, but visually they have a great foundation. If they nail the gunplay here, and then the trailer that they're gonna reveal in June most likely is gonna be another amazing trailer without being ruined by cringe music. This game is gonna draw eyes. Like I told you, my normie neighbors are already speaking about it, and the game isn't even fucking out yet. Okay, so I think marketing-wise, they really have a doozy here. Now I want to share news with you guys from Telegram. Apparently some of the Asian players were playing BFLabs on Steam in yesterday's playtest. Here is a screenshot. It's a little bit small, and if I made the image bigger you just couldn't see anything. It would be super pixelated, but you can see BFLabs right there on the screen. You can see the little labs icon in the top left corner, and the Asian players were playing that on Steam, and the guy from Telegram says that they didn't need to log into the EA app to play BFLabs, which made me thinking, wouldn't it be great if we didn't need the godforsaken EA app, which is just worse than Origin for me personally in almost every way, and we could just play Battlefield on Steam? I would have no complaints with that. I think that the game would be way better, also globally, if it didn't need EA app along with Steam to run the game. Continuing with something from Telegram, they're talking about something called DLC. You're gonna have to decipher for yourself what that is, guys. He says the first set contains the Banner 4 maps we already know, but the second set contains something called GRA. As we know, Granite is the code name for the Battle Royale. I can assume that in the near future, Labs will begin testing of the Battle Royale, and this whole story with the DLC is a magical division into the main multiplayer and the Battle Royale. By the way, as another confirmation, the code mentions two modes, MP and F2P. I was wondering myself, actually, guys, they've been now testing the multiplayer, Battlefield, but there's also a BR coming in and a single player. Is this ever gonna get tested? And according to the people on Telegram, that's gonna be being prepped for testing. I would be, of course, curious, since the Battle Royale is going to be a part of Battlefield 6, whether you like it or not. When is that going to be tested? And I hope it's going to be soon. I want to see how this works like. Can you solo queue into this? Is this duos, trios, quads, or whatever the Battle Royale meta is? How is this going to be played? And I want to see how the game looks on this, bigger maps. I wonder if it's going to be massive maps. Is it going to have its own map? Or is it just going to be, let's say, Capstone that's going to be refurbished for Battle Royale? This is something that we're going to have to wait and see. I was also looking for player reactions on X and Reddit after yesterday's leaks. I just wanted to see how people feel about the game, and most, really overwhelming majority actually, really like the game, even gameplay-wise. Even if they were told that gameplay isn't finished and that a lot of it is placeholder, they're still praising the movement, they're praising the gunplay, they're praising the vehicle physics, and I think a lot of that is still, very much work in progress. Specifically, the helicopter seemed very floaty to me personally. I'm not bashing the developers, obviously they said it's placeholder, but to me personally it seemed a little bit floaty, a little bit like Battlefield 2042, which just cements my idea that it's just placeholder for the vehicle physics. That cannot be final vehicle physics, I'm sure. I'm not gonna reassure you that those aren't final vehicle physics, but I think I haven't experienced enough in alphas and betas to tell that this is probably not the final product when it comes to vehicle physics, because that would be pretty criminal if those were the final vehicle physics. So it got me thinking, perhaps I should run a poll with you guys in my community. What is the one thing that draws you to Battlefield 6? Is it the immersion? Is it the sound? Is it the graphics? Is it the gameplay already, even though you know everything is work in progress? Is it the Battle Royale? If you want to see that poll, then please let me know down in the comment section, because yeah, why not? We can run a poll like that, see how people feel about the game as well, what is that one thing that drives you in. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna close this video down now. I really wish you a good weekend, and if you haven't seen the leaks before you stop wasting your time in the comments, you can find everything on the internet. It's pouring on the internet. You can find them anywhere, really, the leaks of the recent gameplay. So yeah, watch it, let me know what you think. Just leave a comment here or on the poll I'm gonna post later, I guess. Just let me know how you feel about the game, so we can gather some data. Perhaps I even send this data to DICE so they can see how people feel from my side. With that being said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, then I would really appreciate if you would leave a like and a comment. And if you're new here and you enjoyed the video, then subscribe as well. I'll see ya. Bye-bye.